Yo, what up everybody, your boy Roshi here. So unless you've been living under a rock, yes, today we all but received confirmation that they are working on a new Dragon Ball Super film. Now, how long they've been working on this film, we don't know because this news came in the form of an interview that was packaged in the booklet with the Japanese release of the Broly Blu-ray. So we don't know how long ago this interview took place, or if they've scrapped this idea or if it's still going, but more than likely they're still working on this movie because based on the success of Broly, you'd be a fool to think that they're not working on any more Dragon Ball movies. Now, that to me was not a surprise. I already figured they're gonna continue cranking out Dragon Ball, they're gonna continue working on these movies. It's way too successful and it makes them way too much money, including the revelation that Dragon Ball grossed them $1 billion between Bandai and Toei. They're never gonna let this go, so it's always going to be a thing. So I pulled a takeaway from the interview that I feel like nobody is talking about, and I feel like this is super important. Everybody is so shrouded in the hype that there's a new movie in the works that I feel like they're skimming over this very important detail in the interview, and that's what this video is going to be about because I'm actually very excited about this. So the interview was with Akio Ioku, who is Shueisha's Dragon Ball Room head, and let me just read you the quote here that was translated. He says, "Now for our next steps, we are steadily preparing for the next movie. Broly was so strong that I think the next one will probably be totally different. I've overcome various hurdles with parts of Broly, so I won't get burned out. I think that Dragon Ball will continue on, so I want fans to look forward to it." That is a very telling statement. And you know which part of that is very telling? The part where he says, Broly was so strong that I think the next one will probably be totally different. That is fantastic news. So I feel like I'm in the minority of Dragon Ball fans here in this sense, but I feel that Dragon Ball suffers from the escalation problem. If you don't know what that is, there are tons of videos on the escalation problem with anime out on YouTube, so you can go and educate yourself if you're not familiar with it. I feel like the escalation is hurting Dragon Ball in a sense, and they are beginning to write themselves into a corner that they're not going to be able to get out of, and I feel that they understand this as well, and I feel like they're hearing some of these concerns from certain fans about the escalation problem, and they're going to work on fixing that. Now, we all know Dragon Ball is the granddaddy of shonen and action anime altogether, but you would be lying to yourself if you would come out and say that there are not shonen that have come after Dragon Ball that have done this a million times better, given a better story, better character development, while keeping the spectacle. And I feel that I don't want Dragon Ball to get left behind in that sense, in a quality sense, and I don't think that they want to either. So I think that they're going to work on this. At this point, everybody's a galactic universe buster, and where do we stop? Where does the escalation stop? With Broly, Broly was an absolute monster. We knew this. But are we just going to keep throwing stronger enemies, stronger enemies, stronger enemies? In the Super anime, Goku already tapped out and mastered Ultra Instinct. What is he gonna do? Go further than that? It's gonna get to a point where it's gonna be completely absurd, and I feel that from a quality standpoint, that is going to hurt the series, and it has already hurt Dragon Ball Super in a sense, where there's no consistency whatsoever throughout the entire Super anime when it comes to power scaling, and it did nothing but confuse the fan base and cause all kinds of arguments and unnecessary debates when there's no real concrete proof or evidence. Everybody's pulling text clips from subs of this episode and comparing it to this episode, but no, he said this in the movie, and it's just out of control. And I think that what they're gonna do now is they're gonna look at reeling it back in. In my opinion, in order for Dragon Ball to have a successful movie, everything doesn't have to be a galactic universal threat or somebody coming to destroy the planet. I feel like they can focus on smaller, contained stories that will give all of the characters some more development and, shine a light on the entire world that was created by Toriyama besides just the Saiyans, and Goku and Vegeta for the most part. I feel like Dragon Ball has been slowly losing its identity, and that's been with more of the primary focus on Goku and Vegeta. We've seen it in the Broly movie, and now we're also seeing it in the manga done by Toyotaro, where this current arc is primarily focused on Goku and Vegeta. They straight up left everybody behind. Now, on the manga sense though, I do feel that Toyotaro is taking a different approach to solving this escalation problem with Moro and his ability and how he's devouring their energy. I think it's leading toward them having to fight without their God Key. And that would be very interesting because it makes for a more tactful fight versus just straight up brute brawn strength and just complete meatheads just duking it out all the time. Now, we've seen that a million times, so I think that they're wanting to give fans something more, something different. And on top of that, I think they want to chill out and they want to take a break. They went absolutely ham on the Broly movie. We know that the Broly movie was a complete spectacle from an animation standpoint. It was god tier. It was fantastic. And it's intense. These people work lots and lots of long hours to bring that to the fans. But this is something that I am extremely excited about, and I've been vocal about this in the past. I've actually done a video on this in the past, and I think that it's very important. And true fans of Dragon Ball, we know that not everything is perfect. I mean, look at Super Dragon Ball Heroes. It's complete trash. A lot of you are going to hate me for saying that. It's complete garbage. We did some reaction videos to it, and I was like, you know what? I'm not really feeling it. And I stopped. I'm not going to force myself to like something that's personally not enjoyable. But if they're focusing more on this, and it looks like they're going to be taking their time and zoning in on what they want to do, I think it's going to be successful. Regardless, it's going to be successful. It's Dragon Ball. I'm going to watch it. I'm a huge Dragon Ball fan. We all know this. I'm going to go watch it regardless, but they're putting the fans first and focusing on the quality of their product, which is also why the anime is not back yet. They want it to look how it should look. They want Super to feel how it should feel and bring back that quality feel that we felt when Dragon Ball Z was on TV. And hopefully they can restore some of the identity back to Dragon Ball, bring some of these other characters to the forefront, not make the whole thing 100% spectacle, and deep dive into some different stuff, Give us a movie revolving around more of the characters. I think that's what might happen. He's saying he thinks the next one will be probably totally different. That is very telling. And I think that is very important, and I'm glad that they said that. Now, obviously, he's not going to go into too much detail into what he meant there, but that is just my personal take and how I'm reading that statement, and I feel that it's very important, and we should all be focusing on that because definitely what we're going to get based on what he's saying is going to be something unlike the last 3 Dragon Ball films that we've received. But nonetheless, I am excited. I just wanted to share my thoughts with you guys because that got me hype when I read that. You guys know how much I appreciate a good story when it comes to anime, so I think we're going to be in good hands when this next movie comes out and when it gets revealed. I'm going to go out on a limb and say that's not going to be anytime this year. We're not going to get any kind of revelation on that this year. It's probably going to be next year, and the movie will probably come out at the end of the year next year, but we'll see. I want to hear you guys' thoughts. Are you guys excited? What do you think? What direction could they possibly be taking with this movie? Let's go ahead and talk about it. As always, like, subscribe, follow me on all my socials. Instagram, Facebook, Twitter at your boy Roshi. On Twitter especially, I've been posting a lot more, so check me out there on a lot more, as well as Instagram. And the merch store, link to that is down below in the description. But that's all I got for you guys tonight. Hope you guys have a great night, and I'll catch you guys next time.